In this life, probably. Hola, amiga. Hello, hola. Hola, Casio. If you had the opportunity, would you go to the space station? The International Space Station? Probably. I would miss the kitty cats, though. I think they send you for months, and that would be a little hard for my Fuji Suji Baji. Ace Wolf Peach says, hey, just a question about frequency reduction of the propeller on a plane. Good. Fake station. What do you mean, fake station? Do you not believe in the International Space Station? Wonder Boy. Rose will not share the raft for the others. Not if I can help it. I'm in the house to deal with her. I'm not sure what that comment is about, Stephen. I think I'm reading something in the middle. But yeah, I'll let you guys keep catching up with each other while I do this. And I'll come back to your question about time and singularity. We actually kind of briefly talked about time and singularity from this book. I mean, in fact, this book, it's very relevant. Your question is very relevant to the contents of this book. So they could, in fact, be described by a particular solution of Einstein's equations that had been known since 1917, found by Carl Schwarzschild shortly after the discovery of general relativity. At first, many people, including Israel himself, argued that since black holes had to be perfectly spherical, a black hole could only form from the collapse of a perfectly spherical object. Any real star, which would never be perfectly spherical, could therefore only collapse to form a naked singularity. So there's a singularity there for you. I believe it was, who asked the question? It was maybe Acacio who asked this. So we talked about how time, the concept of time, just to answer the question really quickly, because I'm at the end of a certain paragraph here, but I'll continue the black holes in just a bit. Basically, the concept of time in physics is whenever the universe got started. So according to many in the physics field, the universe got started with the Big Bang, which is an event which is in itself a singularity. And the concept of time basically gets started then. Now, you may believe in a concept of time that is earlier than the Big Bang for some other reason, like religious reasons or spiritual reasons. But in physics, the concept of time really comes from the beginning of the universe with the Big Bang. Now, in terms of singularities, there are two types of singularities that we are aware of that are not fully, let's say, they're not fully described by general theory of relativity. There's sort of a, how shall I put it? There's sort of a limitation. But anyways, these two singularities, one of them is the Big Bang. The Big Bang itself is a singularity. And the beginning of time, the event that caused the universe to start, basically, is itself a singularity. And then another singularity is actually black holes, the one we're discussing right now. So hopefully you will get a lot of insights into black holes from this. And a black hole is a different type of singularity than the Big Bang, but in itself, it's also a singularity. And we will see kind of a description of it here. So hopefully that helps. So keep going here. There was, however, a different interpretation of Israel's result, which was advocated by Roger Penrose and John Wheeler in particular. They argued that the rapid movements involved in a star's collapse would mean that the gravitational waves it gave off would make it ever more spherical, and by the time it had settled down to a stationary state, it would be precisely spherical. According to this view, any non-rotating star, however complicated its shape and internal structure, would end up after gravitational collapse as a perfectly spherical black hole whose size would depend only on its mass. Further calculations supported this view, and it soon came to be adopted generally. Also, I wanted to say that if you're interested in the time discussion and the singularity discussion, it is available in the live stream called, I believe, Expanding Universe, a few live streams ago. But I'm also happy to talk about it more at the end of today. So hang tight, we will get there. Okay,